Hey, what's going on? It's your girl Lila Expressions. The topic of today was going to be something different, but as we can see, the world is so unpredictable. I decided to do this one first. Now, today is Sunday, and yesterday there was a guy that tweeted of his frustration about the police with the Eric Gardner and the Mike Brown, and he was going to kill two police officers in exchange to the events because, as we all know, in the events of Eric Gardner and Mike Brown, the policemen have not been indicted for the crimes that were committed. Now, we never heard of this guy at all, and of course, nobody's really was going to know what he was going to do unless you were like friends with him and things like that. Because on his Twitter account, it says something like, "You take one of ours, and I'll take two of yours. I'm putting the pigs in the blanket," something like that. This might be my last post. So, as the events I read last night, because I read this around 10 o'clock, it apparently, I guess he went in Maryland and shot I believe his ex-girlfriend in the stomach, and then went to New York to just kill two random police officers as they were sitting in their squad car. Do I condone this? No. I know I'm an African-American woman, and I've seen a lot of posts and things about, people getting murdered by senseless acts ever since, more dramatically ever since, as long as I can remember, ever since we keep reading about, police getting not indicted for things that we know they should be put away for. Now, this person had killed himself, I believe, after the slaying, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, this is like not far from me because New York is probably about 2 hours shy away from where I am. So I am a person, I am furious with the crimes that are being committed, with, innocent people. And it's not a black thing. It's not an ethnic thing. It's just that people are dying left and right for the most ridiculous things. And the sad part is when things like this happen, we have people that feel that their need to take away as many people as was taken innocently from us is going to solve anything, and it's not doing anything but make anything worse. Because when you're doing that, you're just giving the people, the upper hand because they're keeping like, oh, look how they're acting. Look at the animals out there acting like that. When there are people, that done peaceful protests in our history that had put us ahead of where we are now. Now, unfortunately, things are going backwards, and, it's sad that this world has to be this way, but the two officers, I'm pretty sure, had nothing to do with the Eric Gardner thing. That's like saying if a teacher slept with a student, then all teachers can go to hell, and vice versa. There are right people and wrong people in every race, every job title. There is always a snake in some doing, and it's sad that we cannot visually point out the snakes because the ones we always know the saying, there is always a wolf in sheep's clothing. And sadly, this has to happen days away from Christmas, a time where everything has to be spent with family, and now we have two individuals that have been taken away from their family because we have an individual in his mindset that, all cops are bad and I'm just going to just kill off, a couple of policemen to send a message. Now, will I see things getting worse? Yes, because that's how people are. People aren't in the right mindset of thinking that, something can be done. So sadly, we're going to be killing off each other, because we don't know how to take care of it. But I do hope that this situation dies down dramatically. I know life is just like a big dream when we think everybody's going to hold hands and kumbaya. But as sad as we see it, racism is still going strong today. I really get sick to the stomach when I see situations as far as, the police officers and, victims that have died and things like that. And people, put up, out of respect, rest in peace and everything. And then you have people that are still throwing race cards around. But at the end of the day, we all bleed red. And your race is not better than anyone's race, because we're all people at the end of the day. And this world needs to seriously think about that, because this world is pathetic. Nowadays we have more people acting inappropriately and masking all the good people, because people don't think straight. When you're little kids, we're taught to do what's right. Think of what you're going to do before you do it. So there is always a action that follows what you've done, and it could be determined by yourself if it could be good or bad. But people seem to throw that logic out of the way and do senseless things like this. Now, I am going to say rest in peace to the individual that did slang the cops, not for the simple fact that he is African American, because we can all squash that shit aside, because he is like others that are furious, and we know as many other people are furious because acts like this is an ongoing thing. Nobody really knows when all this stupidity is going to stop, because it's not going to stop, because this is going to happen in New York, and then you're going to have other people that are sitting in riots, and there's going to be other protests. And the sick part is, it's during the holiday season where everybody's supposed to, remember family, and people are getting killed off left and right. And it's just the sickest thing in the world. I don't understand why people react like this. Now, personally, myself, I did not like to hear that, people are getting, it's okay for doing things that we know is not okay. And we have to sit back and say, damn, everybody was not raised to be a good person. But let's not take the fact that there are still good police officers out there, and people are not realizing that, because we keep seeing in our news feeds about some ones that abuse their badge, and we're going to sit there and we're going to label all cops are bad. Now, I had run-ins with the law, and I have ran into cops that are good people, and I've run into dickheads. Now, that's like saying that, oh, well, this guy is slaying the cops, all black people are wrong. Or, a Hispanic walks in, robs the store, we're going to say, oh, well, all Latinos are wrong. Or we're going to see, like all Asian, I guess it was at Lincoln Tech, shoot up the school. And we're going to say, oh, well, all Asians are bad. But we have to realize that there are good people in every race, and there are bad people in every race. All the things start at home when it comes to life lessons. We learn when we're young to know what's right and what's wrong. And we pray that when we teach these things to our children, that they are instilled in their heads. And when they have something like this that happens in a bad way, we hope that they know the right thing to do to try to make the situation better. This is Lily, and I'm out.
Nah, 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 come on.